moving on to a totally unrelated question, but you've both been accused of elitism in the past, most recently your views on Trump and Brexit. Can you say something about the difference, if there is one, between combating anti-intellectualism and being elitist?
I think I want to stop being ashamed of being elitist. The point has been often made that when you are going to have an operation, you want an elite surgeon. When you're going to board a plane, you want an elite pilot. Yet, when you want a president of the most powerful country in the world, you take almost no precautions whatever to try to get. And my country, Britain, has just undergone what amounts to a long-term catastrophe, which is the decision to leave the European Union. Well, okay, let's not prejudge that. Let's say it might not be a catastrophe. But what is absolutely certain is that the issue of whether Britain should leave the European Union was and is a much too complicated and sophisticated question to be decided by idiots like me and like the British people. This is why we have a representative democracy rather than a plebiscite democracy. I could just about imagine having a plebiscite on some one issue which doesn't ramify, doesn't impinge upon everything else, like, say, fox hunting. I could imagine having a plebiscite on that because you decide to abolish fox hunting or not, the case may be. That doesn't immediately affect thousands of other things. The decision to leave the European Union has enormous repercussions which are of great complexity. You need a PhD in economics to understand the complexity. And yet Cameron, who will go down in history as a moron, for reasons of internal politics within his own party, put this to a plebiscite, to a referendum. He didn't even take the precaution of building in the requirement of a two-thirds majority. In the United States, a constitutional amendment requires a two-thirds majority. There's a built-in resistance, there's a hurdle, there's a barrier, there's a bar that has to be cleared of a two-thirds majority, because it is a major, major change that has long-term implications. The Brexit decision is not something that can be reversed at the next election. It's irrevocable. It's for keeps. And it was decided on a 50% majority, where it was quite clear from the polls that opinions were just jumping up and down like that. And the day of the vote, there happened to be a spike on that day. And so now we're stuck with something, I won't say forever, but certainly for a very, very long time frame, well beyond the next election. I am an unashamed elitist with respect to this. Some of the reasons that I heard from personal acquaintance for why people voted to leave the European Union were, oh, well, it's nice to have a change. Or, oh, well, I prefer the old blue passport to the European purple one. This is the kind of thing, this is the kind of reason that people voted. You know, you probably read that the day after the Brexit vote, the most common thing to be Googled in Britain was, what is the EU? So I think, for all the odium that it gathers, I'm content to be described as an elitist.